Hey, how you doing, YouTube? It's Tom here. I just want to make a very quick video about my reaction to the Amy Winehouse documentary. I watched it last night at a local cinema, and it really hit me. It hit me hard. It was a really powerful documentary, and there's just a few takeaways that I have, and I just want to convey them before they disappear out of my mind. So, first of all, Amy Winehouse, what an incredible talent she was. Her voice was amazing, and the thing that comes across in this documentary so well is that voice. You get the sense that certain singers who are of a certain level, I mean a really high level, a real high caliber, you get the sense that their voice is almost too big to contain in a CD or a single or a recording, and probably the only way you could ever get the most of that voice is by hearing it live. And for me, when you hear a single like Rehab or anything on the radio, you don't really hear the true power of Amy's voice, and I never realized just how good she was, and this documentary is really good at conveying that voice and the power of that voice and showing you just how much she loved to sing, and yeah, she was born to do this. So that's the first thing I took away, was a greater appreciation of Amy Winehouse and a greater appreciation of her incredible talent. So that was the positive that I took away from this documentary. Unfortunately, the rest of the documentary is quite a depressing affair, and is a really sad exposure and a brutal judgment of the celebrity culture and the media culture and the circus that surrounds this whole being famous thing. You know, it's horrific. I think anyone who wants to be famous, or who dreams of being famous, and they see it as this glamorous lifestyle and it's gonna be great, and you know it's gonna be all of your wildest dreams, you should watch this documentary. Seriously, I mean, you might not be someone who has or will have the same problems that Amy Winehouse experienced in her life, but even so, you should watch this documentary, because it's actually frightening, and you realize just how scary it must be for just, you know, you have to remember, these people who get elevated to the status of celebrity, especially if they have a strong talent, they're just normal people. They are just normal people. And in case of Amy, she was just a girl who had a great voice and she loved to sing. But apart from that, she was a very normal girl, like really, really normal. There was no sense of trying to be a celebrity, or because there's people who just want to be famous for being famous, and we all know who those people are. But Amy Winehouse is just as normal as they come, and it's really, you really feel for her. You feel nervous for her when she has to get up on stage, and you hear the sound of a crowd, and it sounds scary. You get this real sense of a person just being in the middle of a storm, being in the middle of baying mobs who just want a piece of her, and it comes across as being a really isolating and frightening place to be. And what this documentary does so well is show you the sheer heartlessness and the sheer lack of compassion that exists in the entertainment industry, especially when someone is going through hard times, and when you have an entire media circus surrounding you, dissecting your every move and your every appearance and your every photograph. That pressure is just, it must be insane, and it pretty much just comes across as bullying, as maliciousness, as complete exploitation, and it really left a real sour taste in my mouth about this whole industry, this whole celebrity culture, this whole media culture, this whole tabloid culture. I think we all know it's not nice, but it is so unsavory, and it's just so depressing that when somebody in the public eye is in need of help, when they're having some kind of breakdown, or they are at their lowest ebb, the one point where normally you would be offering someone the most support, the most compassion, the most love, trying to get them and trying to help them to heal. If you're a celebrity, or if you're someone who's well known, or if you're someone in the public eye, you get ripped to pieces. And it is sickening. It is absolutely sickening how it happened to Amy Winehouse. And no matter what you think of her or what you thought of Amy Winehouse, I really strongly suggest you go watch this documentary, because it will challenge not only your own perception of who she was and how involved she was in her own downfall, but it also challenged your whole perception of this whole culture and society that you've been brought up in, and how you perceive people that are in the spotlight. It really has changed how I perceive people, and it really has changed how I view the media. The media is not innocent in all of these things. I mean, this isn't just something that's happened to Amy Winehouse. This has happened to countless of people now in the public eye, and the media has as much parts to play as anybody else, and they definitely have blood on their hands. And I think it's really is time that there is a huge change in how the media is allowed to report on people, especially people who are so clearly in need of help. Something has to change, and maybe it's going to be down to us to instigate change as young generations growing up in this world, because we can't rely on our media to do it. And maybe it's time we create a new form of media. I think we already can with YouTube and social media sites and stuff, because this documentary just shows you how heartless the media are. But yeah, it's a tragic documentary, it's a tragic story, but it's also a celebration of Amy. It's a celebration of her good times, and you just come across as just feeling, wow, what incredible talent, and it's just such a shame she left so early. And let's try and make the best possible effort that things like this don't happen again to other people, and other people who are vulnerable, and in need of just a lot of love and compassion. So there you go. Go and see it while it's still out. It's really, really good.